Drogba indirdi ceza. Snyder. Snyder gol! Allah'ım gol! Muslera. Fernando Muslera. Golün adı Muslera. Sarıyoglu. Drogba. This is incredible.
Merhaba and welcome to episode 10 of The Lion's Den, a Galatasaray podcast, done by the community for the community. From all around the world, I'm your host Samet, and today we've gathered again. From New York, America, we have Brooklyn Emre. Hey Emre, have you finished the game Elden Ring already?
No, I want to blow my brains out every day I do, try to finish it.
Really? And yeah. And we have also from Cheeseland, the Netherlands, historian Saleh. What's our weekly fact, Saleh?
What's up, everybody? Okay, this fact will be a bit longer, but I think suiting, as we have a fellow Canadian over here. So,
Ooh.
yes. During World War I, the Canadians exploited the trust of Germans, who had become accustomed to fraternizing with Allied units. So what happened is, Canadian soldiers threw tins of corned beef into the neighboring German trenches, and when the Germans shouted for more, the Canadians tossed a bunch of grenades and basically killed a few of them that way. Really random, but still, I find it funny.
Oh, you're so lame, Saleh. And as always, we have Coach John from Toronto, Canada. How you doing, John?
What's up? I'm doing well. Missed that intro. I would say missed you guys. I just missed Emre though. We had a
Hugs and kisses.
pretty good time in Turkey. We didn't have Emre though, so it's good to hear your voice, man. I'm glad to be back. I might sound a little weird. I'm kind of under the weather a little bit. I lost my voice twice in Turkey, so I sound a bit weird. So
Feel better, brother.
Apologies for that. Thank you.
Yeah, you can add me to that as well. My voice is a bit not so strengthful as it used to be. So it's just us for today, and we don't have Yasin, and Mazar is still sleeping. He couldn't wake up, probably. We tried calling, but yeah, Australian times, it's hard. Yeah, we've been out for 2 weeks. Reason for that, if you have listened to our episode 9, you'd know we would be in Turkey for the Besiktas and the Barcelona game. And we had a very awesome 8-day trip, which was, a lot of memories basically between each other. Unfortunately, Emre, as John said, couldn't join, or Mazar as well. But the rest of us were there, and you guys were always in our hearts when we had all the fun events.
Yep.
Oh,
It's so much fun not being there, as Mazar once said.
No, one thing I wanted to check with you and Maz, Emre. Okay, so when you, this was a whole big thing and a big realization when we were in Istanbul. When you go to the toilet, how do you wipe off your ass? Do you wipe it? Do you wipe it from the front or the back?
I'm
I haven't
nervous,
really
bro.
thought about it.
I'm nervous to hear his answer, bro.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. From
Think
the front,
about
I
it.
guess.
What?
No,
No. You're a front wiper?
no, it can't be, bro.
I'm
Well-
trying to fucking position
wait,
myself
what
on
do
the
you
toilet
mean?
right now, thinking how I wipe.
When you're on the toilet.
From the back.
Okay.
Oh,
And then
no.
do you wipe upwards or downwards towards your scrotum?
Is this what you guys talk about? I'm glad it
Yes,
was very
bro.
productive down there.
It was very random, but
I think
just,
towards the scrotum, I guess.
done, yeah.
Okay. That's like me, but we had to.
And me as well.
Yeah, and John has towards his back, right? You wipe to your back. But
Come on, don't expose me like this.
what's interesting is there are people that sit on the toilet. I'm not gonna call names, and instead of from the back wiping from the back, they go in that small hole in the front.
Oh, that what you mean? Yikes!
And
yeah,
they
what the
wipe
hell?
like that. It's insane.
So you can imagine us, right? Sitting in a circle, like drinking a chai or whatever. This is what we're talking about, bro. Like pissing ourselves laughing, trying to figure this shit out. No one else would ever ask each other this, but somehow this is what we're discussing and trying to figure out. So fucking random, man.
And we did
And,
try as well. I did try the front wipe. but
Yeah, we went to the toilet.
I don't know how it's...
Yeah, we had to check it out. We didn't know. Like, imagine 6 guys standing in a circle near the toilet, one by one going on the toilet, showing how they wipe their ass.
Also, another question, Emre. Now that you're probably freaked out, but when you sit, right? Where do you put your private part? Do you put it in the toilet or on top of the lid?
Depends if I'm erect or not.
Bruh.
No, this is a
my
serious
God.
question, bro. Come on, take it serious.
Okay. I don't know. It depends on how small the freaking toilet is. The toilet seat.
See, this is why we needed Emre, bro. We needed Emre in Turkey. Fuck.
Yeah.
Too good, bro. So
Okay.
funny.
Yeah, it depends on the toilet seat, I suppose.
That's a politically correct answer. I'll take it.
Okay.
I guess it depends. Alright, let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any questions on one of the things that we shared in the group? One of the events. I mean, we had many.
Yeah, let me look at the events. And what's the doctor event? What's going on with that?
That's a great question, man.
John, you take this one because you saw how everyone looked when they saw it.
Okay. So we were looking for a place for dinner, right? So one of our other friends, Mehmet, that we were with, he suggested a place called the Meat Doctor, I think it was called, right?
Yeah, near Nusret in Etiler.
In Etiler, yeah. So we go there, and it's like apparently it's like the idea behind the restaurant is it's one of a former, I guess, Nusret employee or something like that created his own restaurant similar to Nusret, like a steakhouse, right? So Mehmet, suggested, he says he's been there, and he had a certain price in mind, like a price range, because he's been there before. It wasn't too crazy. It was reasonable, right? So we go and we sit down, and he tells them to bring out like one of every type of steak they have, right?
Uh-huh.
So they bring that out. They bring out waters, fries, salad, all these different steaks for us to try, and all this stuff, right? The food was pretty good. So then we ask for the bill, and the bill comes, and we're all taking guesses how much it's gonna be, right? Some of us said like, I don't know, 3,000 TL, 2,500 TL, something reasonable for 6 people. So the guy comes and brings Saleh the bill in like a closed like book type thing. So Saleh opens up like the book and looks at the receipt, and he doesn't even say anything. He just covers his mouth. The guy that was sitting next to Saleh, Burak, he looks over, he looks at the bill, he turns around and looks at me. He was like in shock, and they're looking around at each other. Everyone's like, Noldo. Saleh gives it to Mehmet. Mehmet looks at the receipt, bro. Mehmet is looking at the receipt for like 60 seconds, not saying anything, bro. He's just looking at it. And then finally, after he's done looking at it, he's like, oh shit. That's the only thing he says. The bill was almost 9,000 TL, bro. It was 8.8K for the dinner. We didn't even look at the fucking menu or anything. Mehmet just told him to bring every steak you have. And it was almost 9,000 TL, bro. So fucking hilarious. And
you guys got
Mehmet
ripped
was like,
off.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all got the foreigner prices for sure.
He felt so bad about it. He's like, oh, I have to make it up to you guys and stuff. Because we didn't even look at the menu. And like, damn, 9,000
This man
TL
ordered
dinner.
everything off the menu too.
Yeah, bro.
And the thing is, so the waiter, he came by a few times and he was asking like, hey, how'd you find the service, etc. The reason he's asking that is because we didn't tip, right? Because the price was already like pretty fucking high. So he was expecting still a tip, but yeah, it didn't work. I mean, he was kind of pushing, but we're not.
Yeah,
The water was like
Yeah.
65 TL. That's like fucking €4, $5.
For one glass, bro.
Yeah, the price we paid just for like the water was the price we paid for some like whole meals at other places,
Yeah.
Bro,
so crazy.
65 TL is like half of someone's daily earning right there. Like, what?
Well, Salih was disgusted. Salih was like, in Turkey,
Guy's the biggest Jew, so yeah.
bro. If in Turkey, if Salih sees like anything, like it might be a hoodie, the hoodie might be like 1,000 TL, bro. He gets disgusted. He's like, I don't know how people in Turkey are supposed to afford this. Like he gets so bent out of shape about it. It's hilarious, bro. It's so funny.
But it is
I
true though.
believe it.
Like, am I wrong? Like,
No,
okay, for me
no.
with euros, it's fine. But like for someone who earns what 1,500, 2,000 lira a month, like a minimum wage, how are they supposed to afford any of that? It's super expensive if you really think about it.
Crazy
It's
situation.
tailored towards the tourists,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of tourists that go through probably where you guys are hanging out.
Nah,
Right.
I think, leaving that one day up to Mehmet, and Mehmet's Turkish a bit, you can hear he's foreign. So I think he just went there and the guy saw the opportunity and was like, okay, give them the fucking most expensive
Yeah.
thing on the card. Also pushed them the foreign prices. And I wasn't on my game that day, so I didn't really question or bother too much. We just paid it. But
Yeah.
It's a memorable event, though. It's funny. We had a good laugh about that.
Just looking at everyone's faces as they discovered like the price of the meal was just amazing. So, like I said, Salih gets like disgusted with this stuff. Like he couldn't even speak. He opened it up and he couldn't even find the words, bro. He was disgusted. It was so funny.
The thing is, so with this trip, I was with my dad before. Like I was with their group for a few days, and at one expensive restaurant, they did the thing I did at this restaurant as well. Was just to ask around, hey guys, what do you think? And I remember Yasin saying something like 1,800 or 1,500, like stupidly low. I was like, probably around 3K, whatever. So just like John said before, taking out this bill, I opened this thing and I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, 9 fucking K.
Yeah.
I remember it was either Burak. I think Burak. He's even said, I think like Oha. He's like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah.
And the thing is, the entrecote I think was like 2,500, but that's fine. That's still meat. Like fries. That Summit put away because he was like, no one else is eating it.
I didn't
just
put
take it
away. I
They
was
took,
like,
bro.
They
Or they
took,
took
it.
it?
Yeah. And I was like,
Okay.
oh, how nice. They take it away because then I can eat more meat.
The fries, water, Pepsi.
But we didn't even ask for fries. They brought fries, charged us a shit ton for them, and then took them away when they wanted. We weren't even done with the fries.
And at
So
the end,
weird.
I was so stuffed, right? This guy brings out some fresh made baklava with ice cream. And I was like, do I really want this? He's like, oh no, take it. I was like, okay, sure. But later, of course, I learned like one baklava piece, like 150 or 200 lira. So,
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
but it was really good. Not gonna lie, it was really good.
Samet, you're a super Jew. How did you not contest that bill?
I
Come on.
Yeah,
I told
bro.
you I wasn't on my day because
It was their
asked-
lucky day.
Yeah.
What were you, super drunk or something? Did you have like a hangover?
Kinda.
He wasn't on medicine. No, not at that point.
No, not at that point, but the days before. I've been drinking a lot the whole week. Yeah. But another thing, which is a thing that I proposed to do within the group, which was super fun, is we played one night with werewolves or something. It's basically, the Mafia game, Emre?
I think so.
It basically with a group of friends. It's
It's like
nights.
Among Us.
Yeah, it's like Among Us,
basically.
yeah. But
But
then
you play
in
in
IRL.
person.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
definitely do that as well once we are on the pod once. It's pretty fun. Anyway, anything else you wanted to ask about the trip? I mean, so much happened. Oh, one thing I want to rant about, which I'm so pissed off on, because basically I'm super disappointed in the board. Burak Elmas and whatever board of members or whatever managers he put in place, it just sucks. I've been saying this for a while right now, that there's no real governance, there's no real organization, and people aren't doing what they're supposed to do. And again, during our trip, this was very noticeable, and I'll give you two examples. For one, was it during, so the Barca home game, they called out everyone to wear red. So,
Oh my god.
as the good Galatasaray supporters we are, we went to the store, tried to find something red to buy as well, right? and there was
And
literally
guess what?
zero, nada red products. Like, what the fuck? What the
But
hell?
Summit, we went to, I think, like 4 or 5 different Galatasaray stores. Don't forget.
Yeah. It didn't make sense. Why are you calling everyone out to, like, we went to other shops like Zara, Mango to get some red stuff. That's how ridiculous is what was. On top of that, you have a fucking big Barca game, bro. And you don't even have the scarves, Barca Galatasaray scarf that you can sell. So what do people have to do? They have to go to these black market sales, these, out of market, weird ass Barca Gala scarves. You buy it off them, which I'm totally against. But this unit team, this board, these managers are basically pushing me to not spend money at GS store and go outside and look at other places to spend my money while I want to support my team. But it's so ridiculous. I was so pissed
we had
off.
no choice. We had no choice but to do that with the scarves. Like, I remember you mentioned one of the other European matches you went to. They had the scarves. I think it was the Marsiglia game or Lazio. Someone was telling me that you got the scarf, no problem. Dude, this is a huge match. Where is all the merchandise, man? Like, there's people coming from all over the world with money to spend, ready to spend money. They want to spend money, and there's nothing in the store. Nothing. Like, the one thing I wanted to get the white jersey and get Marcao, his name and number printed on the back, and I couldn't even do that. I couldn't find the jersey in 4 different Galatasaray stores. Like, what the hell is that, bro?
No, I just had one thing to say. It was absolutely shambolic. The amount of effort we put just to get some basic stuff done.
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen. I mean, look, if these smaller stores didn't have it, Hadinese, right? Fine. But the one at the stadium, like, come on, at least that one should have it.
Yeah,
But that
Istiklal
also didn't have
Caddesi and the stadium one should be stocked at all times, bro. And they had nothing, like literally nothing. It was so disappointing. And for the scarves Samet was talking about, we just bought like third party, like random scarves from these guys selling like outside the stadium, you know? Because I saw one person with the official one. So I know they were selling it. I saw one person with it. Where he got it, I don't know. But
I was gonna say maybe, just maybe, you guys went day of, right, or the day before, and that was during the weekdays. Maybe these people bought it prior, like on the weekends, and they didn't restock.
They probably
Have you
bought
guys
it
thought of
from.
that?
They probably bought it from the stolen products, which, to be honest, they're forcing us to buy from them as well because they don't sell proper gear. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous, man.
Yeah, FYI for our listeners, there's been some news that there were stolen products from the Galatasaray players, from like the original gear and products. These were being stolen from the inside and being resold outside, which actually they have really cool gear, but I don't want to spend my money on those things because I'm not supporting my club like that, you know? And which brings me, I want to ask you guys, would you buy one of those stolen products? Like, Salih, would you buy a stolen product and not support your team?
I mean, the way you put it, of course, no. Like, why would I buy it?
Yeah, like knowing what it is, then of course not. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, why would I support then, the bad guys?
Well,
I basically vote with my dollars, and I'm not going to do that. Then.
That's true, but for me, I was always super against it. But after this trip, seeing how shambolic the things were, and seeing how cool gear they were being sold outside of Galatasaray store, I was like, fuck it. I just want some decent Gala gear. And thinking now with the experience I had, Gala is basically forcing me to do that. So
Thing is, the more you buy it off them, the more you incentivize them to do that. Keep
It's like-
stealing
Exactly.
that's true. That's true.
from the club.
But it's like Saleh said in our trip, if a cook gives you non-halal meat and says it's halal, is it your fault?
Oh my gosh.
I
missed
guess.
that one. When did he say that?
I remember saying it. I don't remember when I said it.
Oh
though.
my god.
Yeah, it's kind of the situation we were in.
Yeah.
Well, maybe enough about random talk. Well, we basically missed 2 weeks where we didn't record an episode, all due to our planned trips and going back and forth, technical issues, because I did bring my mics, but yeah, you can imagine screaming there all day. But I didn't have any voice. I sounded like this, basically, so it's what's
Whoa,
gonna
that's
be.
exactly how you sounded like. Were you
yeah.
faking it?
No, of course not. Of course not. So we've seen Barca in Camp Nou. We've seen Barca at Nef Stadium. John, what did you think of the two legs in general against Barcelona?
Well, of course I was in general I'm very happy with how it went. Obviously I think we could have had a bit of a better result for ourselves, but overall I'm quite happy. I remember I said a few weeks ago when we first had the draw that I thought the only way out of this was to get a good result in the first leg and then find a way at home. And we almost did that. The first leg was I don't know what the word is. I don't want to say miracle, but I don't know what the word is. It was one of the best defensive performances I've seen in a really, really long time. So that was incredible. And then at home, man, we had 1 foot in the door. Like, I will never forget that. We had 1 foot in the door, man. We went up 1-0. We went crazy. My glasses almost got knocked off celebrating. I don't even remember after Marcal scored. It was so insane.
Mm-hmm.
But
I hugged half the stadium.
Yeah,
with that 1-0.
Yeah. I mean, look, going into the tie, I think everyone thought it was going to be totally lopsided, like 4 or 5-0 games, and that wasn't the case, man. I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of the coaching staff. I think we prepared well for it. And on a different day, I think we could have eliminated Barcelona. So I'm proud of the team. We played with a giant. We're sitting at like 14th or 15th in the league or something like that. And that's it. There's not much I have much more else I can say. We played with a giant. I'm proud of what we did. And on another day, I think we go through.
How was your stadium experience at home?
Oh my gosh. It's hard to explain. So I've only been to 2 other games. So before this trip, I only been to 2 other games. It was a Bursa match and the Schalke match, Champions League. Both of those were ties. And the Besiktas atmosphere was very good. Very good. But this Barca match, man, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, even outside of the stadium, like lighting flares and just the noise in general. Like, people that have never been to a match, we should have saw it. It was his first time. It was his first time in the stadium, and what a time to go. Yeah, it was his first time ever.
It is. It is.
Tell us, Ali. Tell us.
Yeah, I do have to confess, first time at the stadium, but what a game. I think the Besiktas game, atmosphere-wise, was definitely, how should I say it, like a demo almost, compared to
felt like
Barcelona
that, yeah.
atmosphere. I don't know, like seeing the Nef Stadium from up close, like actually up close and not just driving by it, what we normally do when we go to Turkey by car. It's just something else. I just felt at home, and entering the stadium itself, hearing all the fans already, sing chants and whatever, like almost an hour before the game even starts. That's just something else. That's something you won't find in a lot of places across the world.
Mm-hmm.
I did really enjoy it. There were way too many positives to note. Honestly, stadium-wise, the only negative I could say with the Barca game was that the away side was sitting right in front of us. So for the people who don't know, we had tickets at the 4th category, so pretty good spots.
Section
right in the
100.
middle. Section 100, exactly.
West side.
And apparently the away fans were placed from where they normally should be, like in the upper corner. They were placed right in front of us. Because at first I was like, what are the police doing in front of us? There's like a whole row. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. the whole Barca crowd's right in front of us.
Yeah, so
That's something I really didn't like.
So yeah, that we're gonna get into that because I'm still pissed off about that, honestly. So there was a right in front of us. There was a section that was like they were like blocked in by police, and apparently what happened was they took 3,000 seats from the like the actual away category, and very conveniently somehow gave these people these tickets right behind the Barca bench, are like one of the most expensive parts of the stadium where our fans should be sitting. So I don't know how that happened. I don't know whose decision it was. I don't know how much those people paid for that to happen. But that is so ridiculous. And you know what? If they're going to do that, however they managed to do that, I don't know how they did it, but however they managed, if they're going to sit there, then I don't think they should be boxed in by police because they shouldn't be sitting there to begin with. So if you really want to sit behind the Barca bench, then I don't think you should have police or anyone guarding you. Whatever happens, happens. If you want to sit there, then you can sit there. That was just so ridiculous.
You got to face I was about to say, you got to then face the consequences of Summit's fists.
I was so pissed off, dude. I was so pissed off. The thing is, it's not my first time going to the stadium. I've been there many times. Also, like I remember Cluj game, Champions League, Real Madrid, Braga when I was living there, and seeing that happen. Especially, I also went to the 5-0 PSV Eindhoven game here in the Netherlands, and we lost that one big time. But
5-1 by the way.
They 5-1, whatever. They did not allow us to wear jerseys. They did not allow Galatasaray supporters in there. You basically had to go low key. And then I was drunk. I've sent a few very inappropriate tweets as well, which we deleted afterwards. I corrected my thoughts a bit and put something decent out. But the point is, it was organized. There were a clear line of policemen guarding the whole lower West 100 section, which was full of Barca fans, and they were doing their thing, which is unacceptable to me that the board and that the managers have let this happen. I may have jumped over a few times, and I got spoken to by police, and they made some videos of me. I hope they send me those videos as well. That'd be funny to see, probably. But yeah, I was very disappointed. So I went on the website. I tried to do a complaint form. And yeah, look at that. Error 500 code. Nothing to see. Well, yeah. We're basically a fucking amateur club when it comes to organization and distribution of products. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And that's why normally I'm with the board. But fuck the board. Burak Elmas istifa is my saying. You can join me or not, but I'm done. I clearly do believe in the vision, and I'm with Torrent. I like I always said, he still needs to finish a summer transfer and a full season. Then I'll decide what we do with him because I want him to thrive with his own transfers and own players. He obviously has the technical skills. He talks very nicely in the news reports, so I'm with him. And it's just the Turks, man. The Turks. So disorganized. There's no professionality at all. And one thing I wanted to add, so these are all my rants, so all our experiences. How did it look for you, Emre, from the outside, looking at it from a screen? The atmosphere.
Looking at what?
The atmosphere, and the games. Yeah, Barca, Besiktas.
Well, they were fantastic. I actually, when I heard about the whole away thing, Barca fans sitting in the home section, I thought there was going to be a lot of ruckus. And there wouldn't be, as good of an atmosphere as there was in Besiktas at the Besiktas game. But surprisingly, it was just as good, if not better. I watched it online. Probably won't hear it as well as people who are there.
I think the Besiktas game was a bit on par with the Marsilya game. And the Barca game was more on par with the Fenerbahce game, which I went to as well.
Because even the the Besiktas match was on fire too. Like there was no, shortage of, I guess, noise or like anything like that. It was right up there. But yeah, no, the Barca match was a different caliber.
the Besiktas game, at first we wanted to like postpone that game, but ever since what Ahmet Nur Çelebi was talking and saying stupid shit to us, and then we went in there all fired up, ready to
there was a whole
beat
back and
their
forth,
ass
right?
up. Yeah, exactly. Between the their boards, our boards, and it got heated, and that's what I feel like. That's why I feel that game was especially heated up with the fans.
Yeah, there were rumors we're trying to delay that because we were wanting to rest, etc.
To play Barca.
Exactly, and I think they threw a bone at us and saying, yeah, well, we don't care, and like you can
It's
go.
always
defend,
whataboutism.
Yeah, you can go defend us in Europe, but don't lose 7-0, blah blah blah. It's just children's shit, just children's shit.
That comment still gets me as Besiktas. I mean, how much did they lose to Sporting again? Was it Sporting? Like 8-0 almost?
Yeah.
If you combine both scores. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think there's some type of I don't know if it's satisfaction. I guess you could say that. There's some type of satisfaction knowing that we showed up, got the 3 points against them. That was easy peasy. Totally dominated them. I don't know if you guys want to get into that, but that was easy work. And then a few days after, we played Barcelona to the death, man. Like, that was super close. They barely got by. That second goal, I'm trying to erase from my brain because that should have never happened. But that's the thing. We were saying, let's delay this match so we can rest and put in a good performance against Barcelona. And we didn't rest, and we did it anyways. Mm-hmm. We showed up, got the 3 points against them, easy work, on to the big match Barcelona, and almost got it done there too. So that's why I really... Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to point out, we beat Besiktas, but I think in the end game was Barca, and I think because of that Besiktas game, we kind of suffered because we did go all out in the Besiktas game, and you clearly saw that in the Barca game because Kerem was kind of not off as in his playstyle, but his stamina wasn't there. And then you saw PVA; he had multiple cramps that whole game.
Yeah,
and I wish we actually postponed that game. And Burak Elmas didn't help. I don't know. He put out the first statement saying, yada yada yada, but then he mentioned how Besiktas, got out of Europe with 0 points. That does not help your situation at all. And this goes back to Samet's criticism. There's no professionalism in this sport at all.
Turks, man.
All Burak Elmas cares about is going, in front of Gazeteci's, journalists and talking. That's it, but doing nothing.
Yeah, I had a bit of a laugh. If I read it correctly, I think he mentioned something in that big statement about how he made a comment about how because they were saying that we want to postpone the match so that obviously we can rest and stuff before Barca. And Burak Elmas, I think he made a comment in there saying no, we can play a match. Our fitness level is at a point where we can play a match every single day if we wanted to. Yeah,
okay.
He made a comment like that, and it's I don't know, Turks, man. They just go at it sometimes.
They talk shit they can't back up.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to say about the Barca games or the Besiktas game?
Well, I don't really care much about Besiktas because it's one. It's it wasn't even an important game in my eyes because there's we don't have anything to gain in the season. But the Barca games, I wish. Damn, man.
Yeah,
those 2 goals we conceded.
Maybe one thing to say is I predicted the 1-1 at Camp Nou, and I said we were going to win at home. And I want everyone to not forget, at home, we can do anything. And when we play at home, 51% of the odds are for us. It's the crowd, man. It's the fans that make so much pressure on the away team. You can feel it. The players don't know what to do. They've never seen anything like this. And same, I go to Ajax games a lot. I've been to Camp Nou as well. It's ridiculous. You cannot compare Ali Sami Yen, our stadium, and our beautiful supporters with any other supporters in Europe. It's just different.
People don't understand.
No.
They just don't get it. They'll just look at, on a sheet of paper, Barcelona versus Galatasaray, and they'll just say, okay, it's Barcelona. but they don't understand. Like when you're in our stadium, you can feel the energy. Like you can literally feel it. Like I was telling you guys when we were in Turkey, like there was just not even in the stadium, just in Istanbul, there was such a feeling. Like you could just feel like we were gonna win. It was the strangest thing. I know you guys were saying you felt the same thing. And when you're in the stadium, you have this feeling like there's no way you can lose. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're unbeatable. It feels like you're unstoppable. And imagine how you feel as a player on the pitch playing. It's ridiculous, and people don't understand. You have to be there to understand the home advantage we have. It's off the charts, man.
You can clearly see it did affect Barcelona. Like Xavi mentioned it, Pedri mentioned it. They're like, this is one of the craziest atmospheres I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and it'll stick with me for a long time. So
makes
and
a
fans are something. We're built differently, man.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, like, we were nonstop shouting for 90 minutes, but when our team had the ball, it went completely silent. Those moments, like the difference is so immense, man. It was so
like from the whistling, you mean? From the whistling? Yeah. I know.
We went from whistling to basically just clapping, and then afterwards just singing some chants.
Yeah,
if we had the ball for
it went exactly. It's just the levels is just so crazy. It's like whistling so loud that it's like hurting your ears, and then the second we win the ball, we go right into some chant, like, or some type of song. It's just different, man. It's different.
Beautiful.
I wish everyone could, even if you're not a fan of Turkish football or Galatasaray at all, I wish everyone could see this. It's different, man. We do it differently.
Should we give one of the one ticket away since we have Combines?
Yeah, absolutely.
Season tickets. Then for the people listening, I'll give like a secret code or something that you can DM on Twitter, and then I'll pick one of those good listeners for the game. We'll do it
Great
like
idea.
that. Yeah, we had a great European adventure. Amazing football. If we have to be honest, in the league, very big different story. And today we played against Gaziantep. So might go into that topic a bit and how we did there. Because it was completely different than what we've seen in Istanbul the past games. So Sadi, do you have some stats on how we started, or shall I? I'll do the first exercise, and then you can give some general stats maybe. So an interesting thing is Peña didn't start. Muslera is back, his first game. Semih Kaya as a right back, as Omar had some injuries apparently. Our amazing duo, Victor Nelson and Marcao. And then on the left, we had Van Aanholt, who from time to time moved toward the midfield, as we've seen a lot. And then the Berkan and Taylan duo. And then up front, we had Morutsan, Emre Kılınç, and Kerem, with the striker being Gomis. That's how we started. Any general stats, Salih, you can read out?
Well, the one interesting thing to note from this game would be that it seems like John's philosophy just didn't work today.
What's his
In the
philosophy?
first half. Well,
Correct.
his philosophy of being possession-based. Because first half, I think possession-wise was pretty equal. We were getting dominated more. Like, they definitely had more shots on goal compared to us, or just shots in general. But second half, that changed around. We actually had the ball for quite a bit. And if I check correctly, we had the ball for 63% of the time. That's a lot. But in that second half, we did concede 2 goals without scoring any of ourselves.
So why is
Now,
that?
I do
John?
have to say,
What's that for
Yeah.
philosophy? Why is this happening? Defend your philosophy.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. You're asking me to ask why that was happening?
John,
I
He's
mean,
still in
basically-
Turkey, man.
what I wonder,
Look.
what went wrong in the second half? If I
Look.
just have to say one thing, is that Gomis was wasteful today. He had 2 very big chances he should have netted in and just shot wide. But I'll leave the rest to you, John.
Look, I'm just going to make something clear. When you look at what I claim to be my philosophy, is, that involves our team being able to set up in the other team's half and keep possession there. And we didn't really do that today. We didn't really do that at all. We were playing that sort of like I think it looked like we were trying to do that, but we couldn't really grab a hold of the match. It looked like we were about to grab a hold of it and it would slip out of our hands again.
It's what Barca did in the second leg at our home in the second half. They did that very good.
Yeah, exactly. And how Barcelona plays is exactly the philosophy I'm talking about. So yeah, we couldn't do that. We couldn't grab a hold of this match. Every time it looked like we were about to, it slipped out of our hands again, and they were able to chop up the match and make it difficult for us. But look, I think this is I think this was the fourth match in 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much to say. That's enough said right there. We have guys like Berkan, Taylan, Kerem, Marcao, Nelson. They played all of those matches, and that's really difficult, man. Like, I kind of had a feeling this would happen, especially because of all the effort we put into those two Barca matches. Obviously, the derby it's never easy physically. I think that had a big part to play in it as well. But regardless, we didn't play well. We didn't play good football. I don't think anyone played well. Marcao, I think, had the highest rating in the team, I think. But yeah, we didn't play well, and that's really that's all there is to it. We looked tired, we looked sluggish, we couldn't get a hold of the game. It was a back and forth game. The ball, I call it jungle ball. I don't know if I mentioned that before. The ball is just being bounced up and down the pitch. No control. So yeah, clearly my philosophy wasn't very successfully put into effect, but horrible match.
Now, just like you mentioned before, that's also what I've seen. I think the fact that we've played four matches in 10 days, they're just collectively, I didn't feel the fight at all. More so, to me, felt more like a motivational problem today, as the players just weren't all that up for it. Like, if I just have to name a few players who were having a good game, like Morutan, Emre Kılınç, Berkan, who was at fault for 2 goals, like the 2 late goals. Gomis, who just... Like, Gomis is not a workhorse, right? He's just there, up there, to be our target man, and then to just score one in. I mean, he has all the experience for it, but also just not good enough. Yes, he did score one in, but it was from a deflection. He was just there at the right time for Morutan's shot to just put that one in. I guess the only players you could be more positive about were, like usual, like a Marcao or a Nelson. But besides that, just horrible in general.
Yeah.
However, should I really care as much? The answer again would also be no, not as much. Yes, it's worrying, but like, let's be honest, the season's over anyway. All we have to do is just keep us from relegation, which, I mean, we are doing right now. Reaching top 4 will be near impossible with the amount of games we've left. Like, there are how many games left again? I think about
8 games, I believe.
8 games. And in those 8 games, we need to at least have 11 points gained, with none of the other teams gaining any points. I mean, that's just impossible. So
yeah,
that's just how I think of it. It sucks. Like, it really sucks losing. And I never would have thought we would be in this position. But on the other hand, I mean, I'm already laying on the ground kind of dead. Like, I couldn't be bothered as much anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for next season.
I mean, it's still dangerous, Sade. If you look at the tabella, we're 15th with 38 points. Then comes 16th, Giresun with 35 points. And then you have the 4 relegation spots, Altay, Göztepe, Rize, Yeni Malatyaspor. And Altay at 29 points. We are basically 7 points removed from getting into their position. So we do have to pick up a notch and win some games. People are saying, oh, TFF, they won't allow us to relegate and shit. But you never know, man. You never know.
That's cap.
I'm one of those.
I mean, big club like Juventus even went down.
But this is Turkey. This is different.
Exactly. That's the point, though. It's Turkey. Anything can happen, no matter how corrupt things are, and especially with this board and their strength. I'm sorry, their weakness of defending us. It can happen. So and that's my worry.
Thing is, I think on to a point because as of late they're trying to renew the TV rights and they're trying to get the highest bidder. You're not gonna get the highest bidder if Galatasaray is not in the league. I mean, we're gonna be free to watch on TED, so that's a big, yikes for the TV industry in Turkey
Isn't that
or
done?
the sports.
Is that deal
No,
done?
it's not done.
No?
Not yet. No, it's still ongoing.
Okay.
And when you look at it too, so yeah, we have 8 matches left. 4 are at home, which I think will win those home matches. We still have to play away to Fenerbahce and Başakşehir, but those are difficult, obviously. But I think the ones at home we can win and pick up. I think it was 12 points. So I think that's doable, and I think that would keep us out of relegation. But again, like, I'm not really worried about being relegated. Putting the conspiracies aside, if they'll let us relegate or not, I don't think we will. Even pushing that off to the side, I just can't see that happening. But yeah, after the international break, we need to pick it up a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
Galatasaray's never picked it up after international break, John.
Yeah, well, we have 8
Never,
matches to find some wins. So, and the first one back is a home match. So we got to find a way. There's no more excuses,
Now, a bit about the game from my side. You could obviously see the team was very tired from the past 3 games, and that took a toll as well. The difference is how we played against Barca, very defensive, and here we're playing against Gaziantep, where we needed to move from that defensive stage to a good attacking position. And, well, playing that possession football, like Barcelona did, we needed to also pick up where we lost the ball in their box, and that's what we didn't do. When we went to their box and we lost the ball, we couldn't recover that ball very fastly. And that's why they got into so many positions, even though we had a high possession game. And in my opinion, we cannot play like this with Taylan and Berkan in the field at the same time. Because that's just too, for one,
passive,
and Berkan does not has the quality, because he's being used to attack, right? That's obvious. And Taylan is being used to be that defensive side. And Berkan doesn't have the quality to finish or the vision to give that final pass. And with them two in the midfield, I don't think we can do that at all. It's either Taylan or Berkan for me in that spot. If you want to go more defensive, just put in Taylan and just have 2 more attacking midfielders. If you want to be more attacking, so pick up the ball in their box because we're going to have the possession, just put in Berkan instead of Taylan. Not both at the same time. That's just something I so wholeheartedly disagree with.
Yeah, I think regarding those two, so, okay, look, I mentioned before, in my opinion, we have a severe mismatch or unbalance in the midfield. We have too many players playing in the midfield that are have similar play styles. They're too similar, right? And we're not going to get any creativity from those two. That's not going to happen. They're not those type of players. I don't think they're bad players. I don't think they're amazing, of course, but I think they did well in the Barca matches because of the instructions they were given and the type of football we were playing in those matches. I think they played well. So I'll give them credit for that. I'll give them credit for the Barca matches. They played well. I'm not going to take that away from them. But playing in the league where we're expected to dominate possession and attack more, yeah, I mean, of course, it's an unbalance, right? We have too many defensive-minded players playing there. There's no one, and I've been saying this every week almost, like there's no players that can unlock a backline. There's no one that's going to make it happen for us. So that's definitely a big problem. So we're going to need to see some players, I think, come in the summer to correct that. But yeah, that's definitely a big issue. And what did you guys think about Muslera today? Like, how do you feel? Like, we've been watching Peña for the last 3-4 weeks or however long it's been. How does it feel watching him and then Muslera? Like, are you happy to see him back, or what do you think?
I am so 50-50 on it. Like, personally, I think Peña did a good job in the previous matches. However, we also have to keep in mind he's still a loanee. We still loaned him, right? He's not here for our future. That's why, to me, I mean, I'm really indifferent on it. If Peña was our player, I would say just start him. But since he's not really, I don't mind if Muslera starts. What did happen, though, in the first few minutes, Muslera did give a very stupid ball away with a simple pass, which already made me think, Peña probably wouldn't have done this. But
Yeah, no
besides
way.
that, I think he had a good game. I mean, the goals that we conceded weren't really savable in my opinion, so I'm indifferent to it. I'm not really pro or anti Muslera for this game. So
Yeah.
I don't know what you have to say or the others, but
For
Emre,
me-
what do you think?
Oh, for Emre?
I think it's okay that he plays him. I mean, there's a chance, there is a possibility we're not going to be able to loan Peña again. So you kind of need to have Muslera on his game going into the season, the new season, I guess. I don't know. I don't mind Muslera playing as long as he's not conceding like he's my chip every game. I don't mind it.
Yeah, for me, Muslera is I mean he's a legend already for Gala. The years he's been with us, he saved our ass multiple seasons, and seeing him today again playing, my only criticism with Muslera, which has always been the same, is he doesn't stop penalties. Besides that, he's good with his feet. He can make those critical saves, and honestly, I think he might have been better than Peña with Barcelona as well. He just, I don't know, man. I like Muslera. I'd pick him above Peña any day of the time. And I'm not saying Peña is very bad. He's obviously very good with his feet, and he did pull off some good games. But with Muslera, he has those amazing saves, man. So that's
Those
a bit,
last
man.
second clutch saves.
Yeah. I'm gonna just quickly give my opinion on that, and then I have a question for you guys. So, I think I said this on a couple other episodes. I'm not sure, or if I've just been telling you privately, but I love Peña. There's nothing more to it. I love the kid. I love watching him play. I love everything about him. Now, of course, like Samet mentioned, Muslera is probably he is one of our greatest ever players. And I don't think in the last decade or so we would have won some of the trophies we won without him. He's of course he's incredible. He makes those those unbelievable saves that we all love, so we give respect for that. So that's fine. I expect him to play. I expect that. But my question to you guys, so I think it's time we slowly start thinking about life after Muslera, right? And do you it's unlikely, of course, but do you think Peña is a guy that could play for Muslera? Like, when Muslera's gone, could we bring in Peña? Do you think he could be the future for us? Of course, he's not Turkish, which you might take into consideration, but do you think he's good enough to be our starting keeper after Muslera? What do you guys think?
Yes, I'd say yes. But is it preferable, especially with the foreign rule? Is it preferable you're fulfilling that with a keeper? And like the other teams, I'd be psyched if we had a good Turkish keeper. And we've been mentioning Okan a lot, who's at Giresun, but I'm doubting if he will be enough for us as well. So it's a very tough decision to make between Okan or Peña. And honestly, I think Barca would be okay giving him to us. I don't see them being so, I don't see them holding on to Peña so badly. So, it's
As a
really
loan, or
tough.
you mean selling him to us?
Either way, I think they'll definitely loan him for another season. If Torrent stays for another season, we'll see that happen. And then maybe we'll even buy him afterwards. But do we want that? Especially with the Turkish, the foreign quota and stuff like that. It's a very hard decision to make.
And also just sorry, Emre, just before you speak, just one other thing to keep in mind is that in addition to asking if we want that, does he want it? You know,
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think he has dreams of playing for Barcelona, right? He's never like I don't know. I would just imagine the position he was in with Barca and with the Spain national team and stuff. I would imagine he dreams of playing for Barcelona, right? So I don't know how he feels about it, but that's also a factor. Like even if we try to buy him, if he doesn't want the move, then that would suck. So
Well, I was just going to say, I would prefer if we get a Turkish keeper. Not saying that Peña's bad, but you guys keep mentioning that this midfield sucks, right? This midfield is incompatible with each other, etc., etc. Next year, we have to play with one less foreigner, and considering that Kerem might actually leave, you don't want to occupy that fourth, slot for Turkish players in the front 5 players. You just don't. I'd rather we get a Turkish keeper, even if he's just somewhat average like Okan. I'd rather us get better players, more suitable players in the midfield and in our attacking positions. Because I don't know, next year is going to be very difficult for us. But I like Peña. I'll say that.
Yeah, my answer would be kind of the same like you two. I personally also think Peña's good enough for us. But the problem just lays mainly with the fact that we are only allowed to have so many foreigners on the field. I mean, next year the rules are going to get even worse. So, this season it was 3 Turks, I think. Yeah, next season will be
Next
4.
is 4.
And the year after 5, it's gradually going to be worse. So, because of that, I would say no. Only because of the rule. If the rule wasn't here, yeah, sure, I'll take him.
Same.
yeah,
But because of that, I'd rather have a Turkish keeper. And it so happens to be that a rival team of ours, young goalie, which is pretty decent, it's not going to extend his contract.
Berke.
Might try to scoop him. I find him
Berke
pretty
Özer
decent.
from Fenerbahce.
Exactly. I find him pretty decent. He's not bad. And given his age, he'll also have enough time to develop. I mean, surely he's better than an Ismail Şiper or Fatih Öztürk or who else did we have? Berk Balaban, which we've seen, I think, only once in what was it again? PSV game?
yeah.
It was either that or Europa League. I can't remember.
Look at all the top teams in our league. Top 5. Look at their keepers. They're all Turkish.
Turkish. Yeah.
All Turkish. And they have backups for them that are Turkish.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Why can't we do that?
indeed.
We need to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coming close to an hour, guys. So I want to introduce one more last topic, maybe before closing
Sure.
off. Apparently, Burak Elmas is what does it say? Burak Elmas is going to go for another elections. It's last minute news I see. So we might see tomorrow some announcements that re-elections will happen, which I'm actually happy about. And this is the
Same.
thing. He got president with 51, 52%, very low. It was a 50-50 odds. So that's how he
Yeah.
won. And he won mainly because he was going to hold Terim still. And when he basically stopped with that decision, everyone left. And this is my biggest complaint ever since Terim left, is the organization is in shambles. There's no one doing the marketing. There's no one checking up on the staff. There's no one checking up on the stores. And that's what I feel the most and I'm pissed off about the most. I mean, put replacements there. I guess nobody wants to work with this guy, and that's the issue. So I don't know what will happen, who will come, but I always felt like, even though I don't find him a very good president, Lysol put us in a lot of major debt, he did have the organization and the professionality in the club, and you could see that. So hopefully we'll have something like that again. One thing
Yeah,
I
you were
don't want
saying-
is Torrent, Sensibile,
Leaving?
and all that stuff. I don't want them to leave. I want them to finish, for sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, whoever comes next might not see them in their plans. And like you said, Burak Yılmaz, there's no organization. I think there's how they say Sunni, like make-believe type organization, like how he brought Luis Campos, Sensible, stuff like that, just to make it seem like there is some sort of hierarchy at
Mhm.
play there. But then he brings, people that are like not suited for the job. Like apparently, I don't know if this is completely true. Could be false or rumor, but some of our like PR people are like even finalists. Like, how do you
Yeah.
expect them to come and do PR for us that well? I mean, yes, like if you were to not take what team they support into consideration to do their job properly, but then again, I don't know, man. I don't think a Fenerli or even like any other team would put their soul and heart into our team to make it better.
Yeah, I look, I don't care that much about the person as I do their ideas and what they're trying to achieve. So when it comes to that, I like Almas. I like Burak Almas. I think he has some good ideas on how he wants to drive our club forward, which is good. But my worry is that, so if we go to re-elections now, right? Are people going to vote on the best interest of the club, or are they going to just vote for opposition because he got rid of Fatih Terim? Because people clearly still can't let go of our Lord and Savior Fatih Terim. So is that gonna happen, or are they actually gonna vote for what the best interest of our club is? That's my question.
Mhm.
Yeah, good question. But what you think is the best interest in the club could be different from other people. So it's like
Yeah, I absolutely. But it's like, are these people just gonna, regardless of what Burak Almas says he's gonna do, regardless of what he's already done, regardless of what he says his vision is or what he's trying to achieve, are people just going to vote against him because of Fatih Terim? Because for some reason, everyone needs to prove their loyalty and allegiance to Fatih Terim, which I don't understand. I don't understand. It's bullshit. Like I'll never understand that.
that's the thing. That's why I always said you don't. The thing is, he came to this position. I'm not gonna say mainly, but I think Fatih Terim's name does bring a lot of respect and votes with it, right? And to like get rid of him 6 months in is like, after saying, "Oh, I have a 3-year project, believe in this project, young project," and then you get rid of him 6 months in. Well, people are gonna question you, right? And so that's what.
I mean, he not only said like he not only said like, I'm gonna use him. He said, I'll be unquestionably loyal to him. Like,
Right.
It doesn't matter what's gonna happen, we're gonna keep him. And then indeed, 6 months after,
Well, yeah,
in
like
my opinion, rightfully so. But
that was a
sad.
poor choice of words, though, because you shouldn't be saying that. Like, what do you mean?
Exactly.
Regardless of what happens, what if we lose 20 games in a row? You're still gonna keep him? Like,
Yeah, he shot himself in the foot there.
That's a very poor choice of words, and it's like I don't know what people expect. Like, that's his job. If you feel like Fatih Terim is not if he's not like giving us the results that we need, if you don't feel like the team is playing the way that we should be playing, it's your job to make that move and get rid of him. And he did that. But for some reason, people just can't like wrap their head around that concept of Fatih Terim not being our coach. It's such a crazy thing to some people, and some people believe that there's no other person that could possibly work for Galatasaray. Like, it's mind-boggling. It pisses me off so much.
And on that note, since we were at the stadium, right, at the Besiktas game, I also couldn't believe what happened there. So the players were being, their names were being called up, I guess, for the speaker. So they say Aktürkoğlu, we say Kerem, we all yell.
Right.
But then came Dominic Torrent, and the crowd was literally booing. I was like, what the hell is going on? I know our results haven't been that good, but
So dumb.
it's ridiculous.
That's
like,
disgusting.
why would you boo the guy? Like,
That's disgusting. It really is.
It really baffled me. I wasn't expecting that.
I didn't
How is
hear
it
that.
Torrent's
You
fault?
don't hear that.
Yeah.
How's
exactly.
it Torrent's fault that he saw a job opening? What is he not supposed to take a job opening?
Yeah, I know.
Like, see, this is stupid. But you said it before. Turks are emotional. Turks don't know what to do, unprofessional stuff like that. We're very emotional people. We get attached to things, and people are very attached to Fatih Terim, and that's why. I mean, I'm with you, John. I don't think that he is our only person that could play manage this club. I've always wanted him to retire, like 3 years ago after his second championship. And you know this, and I've been always wanting someone like Okan Buruk. But like I said before, you don't kick someone out 6 months into their, their new term, who's trying something new with young kids. You do it at the end when the results are fun, because this is what I hated, because now you see people saying, oh, if Fatih Terim was here, we would have beat Barcelona, yada, yada, yada.
And
See, I hate that.
It's very obnoxious. It's very,
annoying
very
as hell.
obnoxious.
That's why I always say, just let the guy finish, then you kick him, because then there's no excuses for anybody to come at you with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I believe I mentioned this before. Like, if you're booing, okay, first of all, if you boo Dominic Torrance, like, first of all, it makes no sense. So that's already a very stupid thing of you to do, because it makes no sense. Second of all, you're how can you say that you fully support our club then? Like, what exactly are you booing? I don't understand. What exactly is it you're booing? We almost got past one of the best teams in the world in Europe. We played a great match against Besiktas. We have the Fener game coming up as well. Like, I just don't understand what they're booing exactly, and I don't see how you can call yourself a true supporter of the club if you're doing these things. Like, we support our club in the bad days, on the good days. It makes no sense, and it pisses me off so much, man. It's such a disheartening thing to see. It bothers me to no end.
Like,
so
there's a difference between just criticism and what the people in there did. Like, okay, you can be critical of Torrent. Like, I mean, the guy hasn't performed on every match, just like this Antep match, right? You could say. But to boo him straight, like, I think that's unacceptable. That's not something you do. In the stadium itself, you should support your team, like, unquestionably. Unless there is, like, a protest plan for, I guess, the board or something, but not towards your own players / coach. They're just there to, get a result in the end. No one's there to sabotage our club on purpose.
Well, the thing is, Torrent is like an extension of Burak Elmas and co, like they brought him here in place of Terim. So they see him as like, he's on their side, so he must be booed too, right? And imagine if the player, Torrent brought were bad as well. They would boo them as well. Like, thank God Peña's actually good. Pulgar doesn't even see the day of light to play, he can't even get booed. But they would also get booed.
Yeah. Maybe one more last news just to highlight that as well. We're going to break the Guinness World of Records with the solar panels we installed on the roof, which was quite interesting.
Oh my God.
I think it's the biggest one ever. I just saw a tweet about that.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's large.
The biggest one on a stadium, I assume, right? Not just biggest in general.
Yeah. And considering the energy prices lately, I think this will be good for the club.
They also always breaking some sort of record. That's my team right there.
Exactly.
I was hoping you would say, like, for the loudest crowd or whatever.
No, we have that already.
No, but that was broken like 20 times.
No, not in my mind. Oh yeah, so for the ticket giveaway or whatever we're doing, I think whoever's still listening, they should DM us if they're a front wiper or a back wiper on the toilet, and then we'll see if we can give you tickets for the next few games.
Don't worry, he won't judge you.
No judgment.
This is not back wipers exclusive.
Back wiper army, rise up.
Yeah. So with that said, I'd like to say a few words to end it on. So guys, even if the roads are long, thorny, stony, even if the place you step on is full of sorrow, flood, avalanche, fire, whatever is in front of us, Jim Bom always walks with its head high.
Well said.
Adam, this is cringe.
Not much more to say.
It's basically translated.
How can I possibly top that?
Basically translated yollar uzun dikenli taşlı olsa da.
Yeah, exactly.
The only way that can be topped is if Emre says it in like a hard Brooklyn accent. Then maybe it can be topped.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it's a GG.
All right, guys. It was fun again. See you guys next week. And for our listeners, as always, we're on Instagram and Twitter at TheLionsDenGS. And we all love you, man.
Thanks for listening.
Cheers.
Peace.